Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Ask Miko Sex, Sports, and Everything in Between. I'm your host, Miko Grimes, and today I have a very special guest because I read the comments and there was a lot of men having a problem with my opinion on some of these topics, and they felt like a male's perspective was needed. So I have my guest host for today, Fidel Goldston.
You got it.
Fidel Goldston.
Right. Some people call me Dr. Fidel Golson. Some people call me Doc, or just call me Fidel.
So tell everybody about yourself. Introduce yourself
Well,
to my
I'm from
listeners.
South Florida, born and raised. I was raised in the chiropractic business here in South Florida. So I'm a chiropractor by nature. I have 5 chiropractic clinics in South Florida, but I dibble and dabble in a lot of different things. We come out with a pain cream through our chiropractic office, realizing that inflammation is a problem. So we developed something for people with inflammation, shuts down inflammation. Uh, Became a general contractor a couple of years ago. So I've also built a drive-through Donna's Caribbean restaurant for those in Fort Lauderdale. Stop by Sis Trunk in Fort Lauderdale. So
Wow.
that just opened up this year. So just somebody I just keep myself busy. So I'm happy to be here on this episode 2 of the podcast. I saw the first one.
What'd you think?
I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I actually think
Okay.
I always think you put out pretty good content. So I always think your answers are pretty legit. So I'm hoping I can add some balance,
We need
some
some-
testosterone balance
that's what
in
we
the
need.
situation,
Yeah,
if that's what's going on.
testosterone.
So you answered a few of my questions, and I thought you had good answers to it. So it's all good. So I'm excited about it.
Yes, well, we have to tell them it's how we
Yeah.
met,
Right.
which is through golf.
Absolutely.
I happened to just show up at this golf course to practice. You were with a group of people that golf every Tuesday.
Right.
I joined the club, and we've had 3 rounds of golf together.
At least
Three-
maybe
it's been
3 or 4.
three or
Maybe it's
four
been 3 or
rounds.
4.
So give everybody your opinion on my golf game.
So back to the story. Like, it was very random how you were there on the day, because
Right.
that group that we get with, they go to the organizer has at different courses all the time. You just happen to be there, just warming up and jumping into that. And I think that was your first
My
time
first
playing ever 18.
Yeah, it was.
And so I said you're in the right group, because me and my buddy that we play with, we take golf very seriously, but we like to have fun more than anything else. So I see you're in the right group because you're gonna have fun. It's your first time playing. You're gonna need that. But you did absolutely great your first time playing.
Okay,
a lot
but
of
no,
a lot
keep
of time
it real.
people
I'm
no
not
I'm
great,
keeping it
but-
real. No, but it's all relative. Like in golf, that's why they have handicaps. So someone playing for the very first time, I've seen it. A lot of my friends try to play for the first time. 9 times out of 10, just trying to hit the ball, you're gonna miss the ball. That just happens most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So before you really gonna get into the fairway, you're gonna really mess up a lot before you're gonna be able to play. But you played really good for the first time, and then we played earlier today, and your score's gotten a lot better. But you know you're an athlete, so I mean I don't expect you to be
Stinky poo.
for very long.
Okay.
Your progress is pretty good, and you're competitive. So, and that actually works against you in golf sometimes.
I know.
So your bad swings are the swings where you're trying really hard,
Yeah, and I need to
crank
just
back on it,
relax.
and it's to let it come to you. But
You're
that's
right.
golf.
You're right.
Golf has a way of, it gets
Humbling
in
people.
Man, it's crazy. It's a crazy game.
All right, so last
Yep.
week, if you watched the episode, you saw that I did a whole bunch of grabbing names and
Right.
timing. We're not going to do that today. I
Okay.
have a bowl here. I have the sports questions.
Okay.
I have the sports questions. I've mixed in my friends from leftover last time,
Right.
plus some Instagram questions. I'm going to close it up. He's got the sex and the everything in between.
Sex,
There's only
everything
3
in-
names for sex,
Sex,
and then the in between is a
everything
little
in
bit
between.
different. So how are we going to pick? Are we just go one at a time? Let's go sports first. Let's go sports first
for it.
because that's the
Go for
one
it.
thing we did.
I was gonna jump in the hot sauce and just
You
go
wanna-
sex. Just jump
we
right in the
started
hot
sex
sauce.
last time. I don't want
Man,
people
okay,
thinking
no
this
problem.
is a sex
No
show.
problem. It's not, but
Oh my God.
they're waiting to hear it. But
All right. This is from an Instagram person. It's kind of a two-parter.
okay,
I stapled them together because
Okay.
they kind of mesh. It says thoughts on Dion and Colorado beating ranked TCU week 1, and then it says is Dion NFL bound, or do you think he's going to stay at the college level?
you want to go first?
You go first. You're my guest.
We were talking about it earlier. That was an emotional win for me.
Ugh.
I think it was an emotional win for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dion is a great leader of men, young men, and just in general the way he carries himself. I think everybody can respect the way Dion's doing his thing. And the Colorado win, I only caught the second half. So I came back and I caught the second half, and they just fought. The way they played, they were just a team of fighters. It was just
Yeah.
it was a beautiful thing to watch. I do not think Deion goes into the NFL. I don't think the same things that he does in the college ranks doesn't apply to the NFL. I think he said it. I think I've heard him say it. It's just different vibe. The college vibe is a beautiful vibe, and he fits the college vibe very well. How long is at Colorado is going to be the next couple of questions. However long that contract is, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that win was huge. It
Mm-hmm.
ranks. I'm a UM fan, diehard UM fan, but wherever Deion's at, I'm rooting for him, and that was
Yeah.
just beautiful for everybody.
Okay, so for me, like obviously I watched the entire game. I'm talking about the
Okay.
warm up, the pregame. I was balls deep into it. I was so hyped to just see him compete. And the reason that I feel like their team is going to be successful is because they're confident. He has instilled in them so much confidence, and it's not just one guy, and it's not just
Right.
his stars.
Right.
Everybody's
Right.
confident. Everybody's playing on 10. They're playing good team
Right.
basketball. They're playing good team football, and it looks fun. It looks like it's fun. They're competitive and all that. As far as him going to the NFL, I do believe he's going to go to the NFL.
Okay.
And the reason is because he said he wouldn't. Because Deion's been known to lie about some shit, and he'll say he ain't doing something, and then he does it. And I personally feel like the reason it could work in the NFL is because I know that college, you're motivating these young guys and they're looking up to you. But these NFL players, they look up to Prime too. They will run through a fucking wall for him to be able to play with Prime. Like, I think that any team would want to, and maybe not, he's not going to come in as a head coach.
Okay.
He'll probably come in as maybe like a defensive coordinator.
Why would he win?
Or maybe a DB coach first. Like, they might make him go through the ranks and work his way up to see, if he really has it and he can build a staff around it. But I definitely see NFL in his future.
I know we have 2 minutes. We're doing 2 minutes?
We're doing 2 minutes, but
all right, we're not. Okay, so I don't see him going and being anybody's coordinator anymore. He's head coach or bust at this point.
NFL.
Yeah, but he could
He
have probably did that. Or in my opinion,
they gonna make him work.
Yeah, but he's working. I don't think that. I think that's still a downgrade from what he's doing right now. Mm-hmm. To be coming in to be a coordinator at an NFL level, which I think he probably could have done that already, just by being Deion by himself. What he's doing right now is just, I think it's powerful. I think it's for the culture. Mm-hmm. I think it's big time for the culture. I think he brought a lot of attention to HBCUs, and I don't see him in the NFL. But here's what I want to see. I want to see how they handle the challenge. That was a really, really, really great win. It's going to be a long season. Mm-hmm. How do they handle challenges through the long season?
Yeah, because they've got a very tough schedule coming up in September. Right. They've got some tough games.
And can they, offensively, it seems like they're going to be all the way there. It's like when that pound starts to hit you, I want to see how they handle the challenge and how they stays motivated in the challenge. But then how I look at it is this is a 2 or 3 year situation.
Right.
This is year one.
Yeah. Already more successful than last year.
This year one? They beat number 17?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right, good. That was a good question.
Yeah, great question.
Pick from the everything in between.
No problem.
No,
I got you. No problem.
Let's warm up a little bit.
No problem. I'm going with this one.
Okay, I'm gonna have to read it. Tell me the name.
Okay.
Wait. If it has a face with a like X over the eyes, don't say the name.
No. Top dollar.
Okay, top dollar. AJ Francis. AJ Francis is like a brother of mine. He is a WWE wrestler. He's also a rapper, and he goes by Top Dollar. Who's hotter than Top Dollar? Nada. That's his catchphrase. Okay, AJ says, what do you think the reason is that weed is so much more socially acceptable than it was even 10 years ago?
That's a great question.
Yes.
Great.
Why do you think that?
I think momentum. I think monetization. I mean, it was just the momentum really just built up for it. I think when you think about weed, when I was a kid, I grew up definitely afraid of any drug because I grew up in the just say no era, right? But weed was always there. Weed was always there. You always smelled it. Mm-hmm. It was always paper around. You always saw weed around. It was kind of socially acceptable then, but it just, I just don't, I still think in small places, mm-hmm. like in your home, it was. In LA. It's just not like out in the open, mm-hmm. but back behind your fence and your door, it was.
But now it's wide open.
It's very wide.
Why do you think that is? It's just momentum?
Momentum and money. Momentum and monetization.
I think it has more to do with mental health.
Oh,
And also with people realizing, like, there was a lot of people like, weed is a gateway drug. Like,
yes.
no, it's going to turn
Right.
you into a crackhead. And they realized that THC
Right.
and CBD are so much more than just us social smokers. It's medicine.
Correct.
And some of their kids have seizures, they have sicknesses, they have illnesses. And now it's like, well, shit, this can help my kid, this can help my family member, like that's actually sick, get better. Nah, fuck, who cares about the social smokers? We need this to be, scaled down on the drug scale so that we can actually access this, grow it ourselves, and not have to get cracked over the head for it by doctors, and then not even have good product. So I think that everybody's seeing this as not just some stoner drug. It's an actual miracle drug. It's probably the best drug out there
That's
in
what
its pure form.
I think that mixes in with momentum because you're getting it from a lot medical side, like you just mentioned it, but that's been happening for a long time. So that kind of that's just building up. I guess what the question really is, when does it just become federally okay? When can it just go from
Right,
state
from
to state?
everywhere.
When is
Yeah.
it? When does that
I don't know
happen?
what they're
When does
doing.
that
It's so
happen?
stupid. It's so dumb. I can't wait.
Mm.
All right, let's get to this next question. One of
All
them
right.
we're not gonna. One of them for sure
I'm
has a
okay
thing
with.
over the
I'm
name.
okay with it.
So
I'm
be
okay.
careful with that. Don't
All
say
right.
the. Yeah.
All right, got you.
Does it have a face over it?
No face.
Does it start with an M?
Yes.
Okay. So Mila
Yes.
has a question. She has
Yes.
multiple questions.
Okay.
Mila is, again, I talked about her on the last podcast. She is one of the women of Good Moms,
Okay.
Bad Decisions podcast.
I heard you mention her.
What's a random fact about you that people may be surprised to know? A random fact about me is that I am such a fucking housewife.
Really?
Like, I'm such a homemaker.
Okay.
Like, I can go outside and work and make money and do shit,
Right.
but I've learned that I feel so comfortable in the home, raising my child, taking care of my husband, cooking, cleaning, doing all the gender roles that everybody's arguing about. I thrive in that space very well.
Ooh.
And so people probably wouldn't think that about me because I'm such a worker. I'm always outside doing something, hustling, but that's what I was in my marriage. Like, until he retired, then I got to do all the things that I want to do because he's at home chilling. You know what I'm saying?
What do you prefer? Do you prefer random housewife or do you prefer busy working?
I prefer housewife because
Right.
that's just a natural. That's a natural role for a woman, and people don't like that. But I think it's the man's job to make the money, and I'm supposed to multiply it.
Right.
I'm supposed to take the money and make good with it and make use of it and make a home.
Okay.
And so that's really what I want to do. Now, if I got to get outside and contribute, I can do that too.
Right.
You know?
Random sex question about me that probably I've never I'm just
What the, you don't want to say?
No,
you
no,
over there
you,
getting uncomfortable.
yeah, you did. You got me switching at this point.
You don't want to say?
Random fact about me that will surprise people that I feel comfortable saying right now is the crazy part. I've never done anal in my life.
Oh my God.
I've never ever.
The next question was anal.
Never in my life, ever.
The next question was, do you do anal?
Never.
So you've never done anal.
Never.
You've never received it?
Or I've never,
ask.
never in my life.
Okay, and is there a reason for that?
No one's ever let me, not for lack of trying, but at some point, but it was never.
Yeah, nobody never let you put it in that butt.
Nobody ever let me.
Damn,
so
I wonder why.
So then I was like, it kind of in that phase kind of. I was like, I'm good. So that's it.
Damn. So what about eating groceries? I've never done anal either.
I've never eaten groceries either.
You never eaten groceries either.
Never eaten
How old are you?
I'm in my 40s. Yeah.
Okay, so
you said wait. So go ahead.
I've never done anal.
Right.
I've never had a penis in my butt.
Okay.
I don't. My husband. I only speak about sex with my husband, so we gonna keep that there. But
right.
But he would never like he thinks that that's not a masculine thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men feel differently. I get it. It's sex and all that. But I've eaten groceries, not his.
Okay.
Before, but he would never even let me do that to him.
Right.
Like he just feels that it's disrespectful that I even asked.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but He is not with it.
It's. I mean,
What, you've never received
I've
grocery
never
eating?
received grocery eating
You've never.
either.
No one has ever asked you.
Um, it's come up in conversation, but nothing ever follow through.
Mm.
I would say that is it sounds like a turn on. I'm not out of it, that's for sure. But just no, I've never had, never no groceries, no giving, receiving, no anal, no nothing at this point.
Okay. Do you watch basketball?
All the time.
NBA?
Yes.
Okay, I would love to get your opinion on this. Sean Carr, who is a
Okay.
friend of mine from St. Louis. I played basketball with Sean. Shout out all the St. Louis Hoopers. Um, they just won a 50 and up championship, him and Seaweed and the guys in St.
Congratulations.
Louis. So props to
Congratulations.
y'all.
Congratulations.
That's crazy because I was pulling in the questions and I literally did pull his name. So it's so
Okay.
crazy. So he has two questions and we can get to both of them.
Mhm.
Skip Bayless needs to give up and cannot handle that panel style with Keyshawn and them. He just want to argue with black people. How do you feel about the show now that Shannon Sharp is gone?
Be honest, I haven't watched it since Shannon Sharp's left.
Me either.
I loved it when Shannon Sharp was on there. I thought that dynamic was pretty cool, but I haven't watched it since Shannon Sharp's been off. Because Shannon Sharp's going on with somebody
Stephen A.
that I haven't seen
Yesterday
that
was
yet.
the first
I
episode. I
haven't
haven't
seen it
seen
yet.
that
I
either.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ever watch Skip Bayless ever again. I have seen
Okay.
some clips of them not even letting him get a word in, and rightfully so,
Right. Okay.
because he's get on my nerves. Shut up. Nobody want to hear what you have to say. Pierce or Wade? At first, I was Team Wade, but Paul Pierce kind of made some good points on Mace and Cam's show.
Okay. Pierce or Wade? I'm assuming this is best player of all time in for those two, between those two.
Yeah, who would you rather?
I'm gonna go with Wade.
And say why?
I like his game better. I like Wade's game, getting to the basket when in his prime. I like I like his competitive nature. Uh, nothing to get Paul Pierce's game, but it just wasn't a game that I like to watch.
Mhm.
It wasn't like hooping I like to watch.
He's slow.
Wade is a player that you like to watch.
Yeah.
And if you put up, I don't know whatever the stats are going to be, but if you think about historically, Wade left a big mark in Miami for what he
Mhm.
did with
Yeah.
the rings and all. So that's
Yeah.
why I go Wade.
Yeah, I would pick Dwayne Wade just for pure athleticism alone. Like
Okay.
Paul Pierce is a great hooper. He can get
Yes.
a bucket, but
Right.
he's just sloppy body, oatmeal body. I would rather any athlete be athletic. You know what I mean? Be
Right.
fit,
Right.
be in shape, be able to jump out of the gym, playing defense. You know what I'm saying? Like he's kind of got way more weapons than Paul Pierce, and that's
Mhm.
why I would pick him.
Right.
Off of that alone.
Right.
Yeah.
And fundament and a good basketball player, but just who you want to watch, who you
Yeah.
gonna put up there.
Go in
we're
that
gonna-
everything in between.
everything in
pile.
between. Is there a
Yeah.
difference between the white and the?
Yes, the white's Instagram. So what'd you pick last
I
time?
picked the
Orange, so
orange
pick a
one,
white
yeah.
one.
Okay. When TF will the Breakfast Club get off the BS as a guest co-host? I don't
Okay,
understand that.
so it's asking when the fuck,
Yeah.
that's TF. Let me
Uh-huh.
break it down to you. When the fuck will the Breakfast Club get off
Off the
their high
bullshit.
horse,
Bullshit.
off their bullshit, and have me as a guest
Oh,
host?
I have you as a guest host.
Yes.
Okay. But you're going on, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, so I'm supposed to be going on very soon to the Breakfast Club. I don't want to say the date just yet, but I will be announcing it on my Instagram page. But yes, I'm
Are you
going on
excited?
very soon. I am excited.
Yeah.
It'll be my second time being
Okay.
on, but this time I'll be a guest host, so
Right.
I'll be able to answer all the questions like I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So it should be real fun.
Good luck. I'll be listening for that.
All right. So go to the sex question.
All right.
If you get, I need you to pick the one with the face with the. Don't say the name. Did you pick
Okay.
it?
I got the face. Don't say the name.
Okay, don't say
Got
the
it.
name.
All
Okay. So we're going to close that up. Okay, so this is Anonymous. Anonymous, we've covered half of Anonymous's questions last week, so we're going to do this. It says, can we debunk the myth of tall men having big dicks? Who made that up? How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
Do you consider yourself tall?
I average.
Average?
Average.
Average is 5'8".
Okay.
So you're
Slightly
tall.
above, yeah.
There is a rumor that tall men have large penises. Now, is this an awkward conversation for you?
It's not, because I'm going to take it from a health perspective.
Okay.
Because we're talking extremities, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying, clearly, if you're taller, you're going to have longer extremities, longer long bones. So
There ain't no bone in that dick.
I know it's none, but I'm just talking from an extremity standpoint. if you're talking about proportionally, it could happen, but it's a genetic thing too. So
Hmm.
uh, I don't know. What have you found? You're the expert. You have to you know
I'm
more
I'm
than me
only
on this.
speaking on the 5'10" dick in my life,
Okay.
and it's great.
Okay.
It's great. Fits great. That's all I can speak on.
And 5'10" is just about
Everybody else is
average,
dead to
just as close
me.
to average. So you said 5'8" is
Five
average.
eight is
So that's
average.
slightly above average too.
Boom.
So
That's
all
I'll
right.
take
So
that. I'll take that.
so
Okay.
so wait, no, don't gloss over. So ever in your life, have you ever been with a short man who was well endowed?
I don't speak about other dicks. I
Oh,
just
okay,
don't.
no problem.
I
Okay,
ain't speaking
it's
about
the.
no
I
other
mean, the
dicks.
people did
They
want to
don't
know. That people did
exist.
ask the question.
They don't exist. Those
Oh,
other
okay,
dicks don't
okay, all
exist. They're
right, gotcha.
dead.
All
They're
right,
all
no
dead
problem.
bodies.
Okay,
Say goodnight.
all right, no problem.
um, Great question for you.
Yes.
Hairy pussy, clean pussy, or decorative pussy? What do you
Mm,
prefer?
not hairy.
Okay, you don't like the 70s bush.
Not the '70s bush. I like decorative. Decorative.
So describe your decorative.
Decorative is just that you took time, landing strip, whatever you did. I mean, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just took time
Mm-hmm.
to do something other than shave it completely clean or get it waxed completely clean. You
Damn.
see what I'm saying? So it's time and effort there. I think it's that effort is
So you
appreciated.
don't think waxing is an effort?
No, it's an effort. Sure, it's an effort, but is it more of an effort than decorating?
I mean, I just like it all off. And that's for,
Okay,
athletic reasons.
okay,
I sweat,
all right.
it holds odor. But I have learned, and I have a lot of guy friends of mine that told me they don't like the fully waxed vagina, like you just said. They said it gives childish vibes.
It doesn't give you womanly vibes. You
Yeah.
know, a little hair gives you womanly vibes. You go with a
Okay.
grown person, so there's some womanly vibes. I like decorate. I like decorative. You just make it look nice.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's more effort. Clearly, it's more effort because you would have to really get some clippers and scissors and anyway.
And some more shit.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right, we're gonna save that sex one.
All right, no
We're
problem.
going back to
All
these
right,
over here
let's do it.
to sports. Oh, Thomas Bryant of the Miami Heat.
Okay.
He asked, "What is it that you believe is the highest degree of difficulty performance-wise in sports?"
Something precise.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go
Let
ahead,
me go
please.
first.
Yeah.
I think it's a mental thing that's
Okay.
the hardest. And I know that's still a performance thing in my opinion because you're using your mind when you're playing.
Right.
And I think sometimes that can be one of your worst things is like you psych yourself out, like you don't believe in yourself, like you're making yourself nervous when you have the skill, you have the talent, and you're just scared. And for some reason you're scared to step into that light and be him or be
Okay.
her. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people's mental psychs them out of being great at what God has blessed them with.
See, I heard the question differently.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Let me read it again.
Yeah.
What is it that you believe is the highest degree of difficulty performance wise in sports?
Performance wise in sports, I hear that as what in sports is the hardest thing to do. Like, is basketball harder than soccer? Is soccer harder than baseball? That's how I
Oh,
read.
different sports.
Yeah, performance wise. So performance wise, what is it hard? What sport? What is it the hardest thing
What's
to
the
perform?
hardest sport?
Well, yeah, or maybe what's the hardest thing to perform in sport? What is the hardest thing to
But
perform?
each sport is different.
It
But
is,
so
but
then
like
let's now that I've answered in that way,
right,
let's break it down to what sport do you think is the
hardest
hardest sport?
sport.
What do you
Right.
think?
I'm going to go with high level tennis. A high level tennis player can do things that nobody else can probably do. And they're athletes and they can step into other sports. Like they can play a little basketball, maybe not be a professional player, but they can play it. They can step on the soccer field, play it. No football player that doesn't play tennis, no basketball player that doesn't play tennis, no rugby player that doesn't play tennis is going to
Preach.
step on a tennis court and
Preach.
return a 80 to 100 mile per hour serve or serve it back. You're going to look like a fool.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that skill set is going to be hard to replicate and just step in and
Yeah.
do.
And while we're talking about tennis, we're watching right now.
Yeah,
We got to
yeah.
shout out Francis Tiafoe, Madison
He did
Keys,
win?
Coco
Okay,
Golf,
Coco,
and Ben
absolutely.
Shelton. Ben Shelton and Francis Tiafoe are playing tonight at
Wow.
8:30.
Wow.
So they're going to knock one of each other out.
Wow.
Madison Keys is in the quarters. I think she's playing tonight, and then Coco is in the semis already. So shout out all
We're
the
all
melanin,
we're here.
the melanin
We're
in the
here.
U.S. Open.
We're here. We're in golf.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful thing.
and I have to agree with you. And the reason that I think that tennis is the hardest sport is because it's the one sport you can't just pick up in high school, like your senior year in high school, and go pro in it. No, you have to have been seeing those balls from a very young age. Is it possible? Sure.
Right.
But to play at a high level, tennis is one of those sports you have to come in real young and start hitting that ball real young and seeing certain amount of balls before you can even get to the level where you can move it the way that they move it as a pro.
Absolutely. At the speed in which they move it. What's your perspective on open marriages? By the way, you're such a dope mom. You're a dope mom. All right, what's your perspective on open marriages?
My perception of open marriage is, I think it's a little dangerous because people don't really define it properly.
Right.
It's usually forced on the other partner, and the other partner is just doing it to keep you. Right. And that's just going to end in a disaster.
Right.
But I think that honest marriage should happen. And if that's something that leads to open and both parties understand what's at stake and what's happening and they agree and nobody's getting hurt, all power to you. I think that everyone should do their marriage on their own. What's best for them. Forget the rules, forget the laws, forget what's in the Bible. Do what's best for you and your partner. And if you're religious and you have to go by the Bible, then I call bullshit because a lot of people fucking before they get married. You got kids before you get married. So you've already fucked up.
Okay, well.
So you might as well create some of your own rules.
Well, I think there's continue to try. But for me, the question would be, why would you want to entertain an open marriage? And how healthy is your marriage at the time that you're trying to entertain it? Because marriage is hard anyway, right? So if it's trying to fill a void, this just depends why. If both people are on the same page and it's good communication, I agree with you 1,000%. If it's honest, that's the best marriage that you can ever have. If it's honest, then like you said, if that turns to open, then all for it. But why are you trying? Why is there? What's the answer to the question? You know, what are you trying to answer with it?
Yeah,
but it can work if you know why you're doing it.
Top 5 quarterbacks on the hot seat this year. This is NFL.
Yeah, I know my number one already.
Who is it?
For me, Aaron Rodgers is on the hot seat.
Okay.
In New York.
Why?
It's the most talked about thing for the past 3 years. Like every year we open up and they talk about Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay when Aaron Rodgers was there. So this is 3 years back and forth, blah 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 blah. Now we're in New York, good team. So that's pressure seat number 1 for me.
Okay. For me, it would be Russell Wilson.
Okay.
So to me, in my opinion, he peaked early in his career, and he's still chasing what he used to be. I don't see him performing well in Denver, unfortunately, to all my Broncos fans. I'm so sorry. Did you see what Sean Payton said?
No.
He said, will you fucking stop kissing all the babies? You're not running for public office. He said that, Sean Payton, to Russell Wilson, on caring less about his public image. I think he is a do-gooder. He's I want to do everything right. I want to sound perfect. I want to do, like, say how you feel, man. Like, let that shit out a little bit. Like, cuss. Like, stop being, like, you're not perfect. We know you're not. So just say how you feel. Maybe, like, get it out. Get some rage out. Yell. Get mad about somebody saying something about you, and go out there and fucking ball. Do your best. But I do believe that his best years are behind him, and I don't think he's going to have a good year.
I think that he's actually going to have a better year than last year. I was going to say verge of good. I think Russell's a good football player, and I think he's a methodical type of guy. And I just see him wanting to, like, show that wasn't him. I just see him really wanting to show that last year wasn't me. So he's gonna. I think he's gonna.
What about the year before?
The year before he wasn't in a Bronco that year before.
He lost his job to Geno Smith. He got injured.
Do you think he lost his job to Geno Smith?
Yeah, he got injured, and when it was time for him to come back for real, they didn't really want him.
See, I don't know that part. So I just assumed that he made the decision to move on because they would have kept him in Seattle throwing touchdowns forever.
No, he wanted more money. They wouldn't pay him. Okay. Yeah, they was like, no, you out of here. Like, if we can get these type of numbers out of Geno, and this is all we got to pay him, then why would we need you? Well, we can get you off the salary cap. Like, get you out of here.
They paid them a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah,
Denver,
well, it's no.
So
That's
Somebody
their
wanted
problem.
him.
Well, yeah,
So
because one man's trash is another man's
yeah, but
trash.
they paid him a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, so I'm just saying that everywhere he's gone, he's been successful. Agreed?
No.
What?
He has not been successful in Denver yet.
Well, that's 1 year.
It's
He's done. He
stunk.
played 1 year. He played 1 year.
Listen.
Like, but go back. Okay, take off 1 year. Before that year in Denver, every year that Russell has played, what was it, North Carolina State?
No, he was not good in those all those Seattle years. You missing out. You tripping. They haven't. They yeah. That's from way back in the day. That's back in the day.
First time ever.
They haven't even made it to the playoffs. Gino helped them get to the playoffs. They haven't been to the playoffs in a couple of
Every
years.
year Russell was there, nobody ever called him a bad quarterback.
I
Only
did.
that 1 year in Denver. That 1 year in Denver, that's the first time I'm hearing he's the worst quarterback ever.
Well, you need to go back and look. You need to go back and look.
I think what's going to happen is this year is going to be proven. You'll be right or I'll be right. Either he's going to have a very good year or a good year, or he's going to be sucky.
Yeah, because I feel like Sean Payton's style of play, like the way he ran his offense with Drew Brees, it doesn't fit Russell Wilson. Can he turn him into a pocket thrower like that, a machine? I don't know. We're gonna see.
Yeah,
We're gonna see if it works
I
out.
think he's gonna. I say on the positive. I say he's a buy.
We have to talk about for sure that Dak Prescott is in the hot seat. They done went and got and traded for Trey Lance behind his back. Didn't tell him. You know his feelings are hurt. You know his feelings are hurt.
Don't really. I mean, he's Trey's third string though, right?
Let's keep it real. They did not go get him to be the third string quarterback. Like he's gonna play. If Dak starts fucking up, they're gonna make it a battle in practice, and I think Trey Lance is gonna get the nod.
Do you think that plays well this year?
No.
You don't think that plays well this year?
No. He never does. He's 50-50. He half the games he looks good, and the other half he looks like shit. It's never better than it's always somewhere in the middle. Like he never really shows off in the big moments, Steven.
I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. I'm not gonna say I mean, he's not a bad quarterback.
No, he's just not him.
He just has not. No, he hasn't done.
He's not him, and he has too many weapons. They have a good defense. They have everything they need. Yeah. So this is anonymous. Okay, anonymous asks, how do you feel about circumcision?
I'm for circumcision.
Okay.
I'm sure this is actually you for a different reason, but I'm for circumcision. So let's just get to it. How do you feel about circumcision?
I'm gonna take a health standpoint on this. Okay. I mean, obviously, for sexual reasons, it's easier for women to work with a circumcised penis. But what I've learned medically is it's actually unhealthy to circumcise. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. It's because it's basically you're giving your gland penis a covering with this foreskin. So as long as you keep the foreskin and everything around it clean, you should be preventing some
Yeah, illnesses, disease, all kind of stuff. Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I've heard that.
Let's move on because I don't even want to get into too any deep in that. What are the top 3 things a woman should look for when finding a husband? For me, I want to say the most important thing that a woman should look for is happiness in herself. You have to love yourself. You have to be good company to yourself. You have to be able to enjoy yourself, being alone, taking yourself out to dinner, having a good time by yourself. Because if you can't, you're going to be thirsty for a man. Like you just want entertainment. You want somebody there. You don't care if they're right for you.
Let me add on to your point, because also you have to know before you can say what characteristics. What do you really want? Then to get into know yourself part. What do you really want? Like you said, things are so different with so many different people, and people that are not living their truth, they don't know what they really want. So you can say typically you should want somebody that communicates, that's kind to your mother, that cooks, whatever. But reality is, like you said, if you got to know who you are and what you really, really want.
So this question says, recently Bronny James had went into cardiac arrest during a workout and was hospitalized. We later learned it may be due to congenital heart defect. We were also told it wouldn't keep him from playing sports. As a mom, of a child who wants to pursue professional sports, how would you react to this event diagnosis and his future plans? Well, I always worry about stuff like that, especially with the the vaccine and everything that happened, and you're seeing a lot of these blood clots, heart issues, and a lot of athletes who have a when you have like a when you're doing a lot of running, like soccer, basketball, and all these sports that push your adrenaline, and you're seeing all these health issues and things. It scares me. And as soon as that happened to him, I was in LA filming Gil's Arena, and I called my son and was like, "Hey," because he's here in South Florida playing tennis outside. It's different out here. It's different.
It's a different type of.
It's different. Yeah. I told him, because I'm pushing him all the time, like, go further. Like, when your body says no, give it one more go. Like, push harder. This is what's going to help you become a pro. When that happened, I called him and I said, if you feel tired, if you feel weak, just stop. Stop. Rest. Finish for the day. If you feel anything weird that you've never felt that makes you uncomfortable, immediately stop, sit down, get in the shade, and grab some water. And he was just like, I know, Mom, I saw what happened to Bronny. And I was like, oh God, like it scared me.
Yeah, I was just happy that after the fact, it was, well, they was still going to be able to play. Because at first, when I first heard it, I was like, so there's a congenital defect. It didn't so much scare me so much as because, you can't really predict these things. It can, it just happen. You just never know, It used to happen a lot more in football, but I think it became a lot more with the heat, like you're talking about. But I think with the physicals now, there's a part in the physical where you have to mark off something regarding cardiac health. But it's one of those things that you can't predict. I was happy that he's going to be able to play, but I can't predict these type of things.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah. The second part of Ebony's question is, I saw that you have now picked up another post-pro sport, golf, tennis before that. You mentioned how peaceful it's been for you. For the average nigga, golf isn't accessible for many reasons, including location of courses, money, and frankly, the culture at clubs. Do you see golf as something everyday niggas can do? If so, how?
Absolutely, everyday niggas can play golf. I promise you, everyday niggas can play golf because I play with everyday niggas all the time.
Yes.
And we have a lot of fun playing golf. So I think it's just the unknown, which you don't know.
Yes.
Golf doesn't have to be expensive. Initially, the clubs are going to cost you.
Yeah.
So but just to get into it, a club set, but then you can buy so much stuff used because there's so much out there. So my first set of clubs cost me $150.
My first set, which is one I have now, cost me almost $2,000. Okay. But I got bread. So right. I went and did it the right way.
Off in the 50 on to Facebook, the $250, the $300 range, and then you just go play. First, you go to the driving range, which is not expensive. You could for $13, you get a large bucket of balls. You just go hit balls. In the play, you can be playing certain places at like $30. So for 4 hours worth of fun, it's worth the price of entertainment. And so yes, everyday niggas can definitely play golf, and they should play golf.
One more from there, and then we're gonna what's the name?
Starts with O.
Oh, good one. Yes, I've been dying for this one. Okay, this is anonymous. Shout out anonymous for this question. I've been dying to get this one. Should today's woman know how to cook or make an effort to?
You want me to go with this?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Well, first of all, everybody should know how to cook, men and women, so you can take care of yourself. My mom always raised me to just be able to do that. But if we're talking about taking care of the home, the mom's always going to be, more often than not, the nurturer of the household. There's something that's not even just for your husband's sake. There's something that happens when you're cooking for your kids, the nurturing part of it. I don't know, it just makes it feel like more of a home. So mom is Uber eating it all the time and DoorDash all the time. Not a problem. Shout out to moms who are working all the time. But there is something special about a mom that cooks because that doesn't really just happen so much anymore.
Okay. I'm going to answer that. We're going to jump through these back and forth because it's about 4 or 5 questions. Are there cliques among sports wives based on color and wife or girlfriend status? As far as I know, there's no color based on it. It's really based on your man's salary.
Okay.
So if your man is on like a minimum salary, you're not really that special. If your man's on a long-term deal, if he's the face of the organization, you're in a different clique of wives. That clique of that 5 years, so X amount of money wives is over here, and the yearly wives is over here, and then the practice wives is over here. Like there is a clique in that, and that comes in all rainbow
There's
of
a pecking
colors.
order there.
Yes. Why do most professional athletes go broke after they're done playing?
I'd say poor planning. It's poor planning going in. I'm just speaking specifically NFL. I wouldn't even say NBA, but NFL specifically. It's just known that it's poor planning going in. I didn't have money before. I think things are going to change now with NIL. Kids being able to have money early before they go to the league and getting used to having money and thinking about investing and where their money goes. But then before you know it, it's gone and your career is over. That happens a lot.
I think a lot of it has to do with them not realizing that when they're done playing, if they don't have any other generations, streams of income generating in, that you have to live off of that money and you have to change your lifestyle. If that means downsizing your home because you weren't a superstar millionaire. A lot of people think every professional athlete was a multimillionaire. Not true. It's a whole bunch of thousandaires out here, okay? Especially in the NFL. So you have to make sure that if you don't have any other streams of income coming in, that you have to live off of that money for the rest of your life. And that means cutting off other people, saying no to motherfuckers that want to start new business with your bread, all of that.
So going into the league, what is the financial literacy or financial training?
There isn't any.
There's zero?
There's zero.
There's zero.
Literally zero.
Okay.
Zero. And that's intentional in my opinion. That's intentional.
That's odd to me that there would be zero.
It's disgusting.
Okay.
What's the best way to lose 20 pounds in 3 months?
I got it. Run a half marathon. I'm training for a half marathon right now. And when you're training for a half marathon, your mileage just picks up so fast, you can't keep weight on. So in 3 months, you can get ready for 12 miles in 3 months. You will lose a lot of weight just by that, burning those calories.
And my answer is crack.
Crack is whack. Crack is whack.
What's a motivation for a man to get married today? Not yesterday, but today, when women don't accept gender-defined roles, but want all the chivalry and none of the responsibility that comes with being a woman.
There's not much motivation in those circumstances. It's not.
Say how
you started looking at the situation like, wait a second. If I was gonna be, if the woman wasn't gonna fulfill, this wasn't the partnership I was looking for. You're like, why would I take the partnership? It's so crazy. Can we go into that for a minute? We got a minute.
We got a minute. We got a quick minute.
So, what's your thoughts on that? Because the dynamic is shifting clearly, right? But you're a house. You said you love being a housewife, but that's not where society's going. What is your thoughts? What would you say to young women who are like, okay, I'm choosing the role I'm going to take?
Well, personally, me, I would have never gotten married if I wasn't having a child. That's just me. I don't believe in marriage, the government, the definition of, what marriage is. I don't believe in it. I did it because my husband wanted me to have a child. We were not going to have children. So I was going to be able to be like, when you're done with me and I'm done with you, whatever happens first, we can move on. Right. Now you want to bring a child into this. Now we got to get married. Okay. Now I need your last name. Now we got to share it. Now we are building someone else.
Right.
Now we locked in. That's it. If we're not having children, I'm not marrying you. Ain't happening. Never gonna happen. Even if I had a kid with you, I might not marry you. But if we're planning to have a child together, then I need to make sure that we locked in some kind of way before I give you my body. You know what I mean? So that's just how I feel. And when you're choosing to do that, so me personally, I think monogamy is outrageous. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this to ourselves, right? Like, why are we forcing ourselves to have sex with one person for the rest of our fucking life? Do you know how hard that is? It's fucking nuts, right? So when you say you're going to marry somebody, what you're saying to me is, damn, I want to try the hardest thing in the world with you. I want to try my best to do something that is not even fucking logical. And only sleeping with you. That's fucking difficult. You're trying it with someone is what I interpret monogamous marriage to mean. Now, when you get married, some people have rules. There's polygamy, there's polygyny, there's all these different things that people are doing, which to each his own, do whatever is best for you. But traditional marriage to me is someone saying, I want to try the hardest thing in the world with your ass. I think we could do it. We can try. We might stumble, we might fall, we might trip each other. But guess what? We're going to pick each other up. We're going to keep getting up. We're going to keep fighting and see what happens.
Okay. I'm going to go back to your man right here, though. He's like, but you're not cooking. You're not.
Make better decisions. Was she cooking before you married her?
That's a good
You know what I'm
question.
saying? Was she doing cleaning up and doing the things that you needed before you got on your knee? So that's on you. Now if she catfished you, now
Different story.
different story.
All right.
But if you knew she wasn't doing that and you married her hoping that the ring was going to get you what you wanted, you're bad.
So make better. That's your answer. Make better choices.
Make better decisions. All right. So this last question is that sex question over there from my friend Kaz Facts. Kaz Facts has a podcast, New Yorker living in Atlanta. I want you to ask me these questions, okay? And we're going to go quickly.
Can a woman love her man but still cheat from time to time?
Absolutely.
Do women have different personalities for different hairstyles?
Yes.
Which movie scared the shit out of you growing up?
Cujo. I have a fear of dogs.
Okay, I gotcha. What's your top 5 funniest black sitcoms of all time?
Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jamie Foxx Show.
Does 4 inches feel like 9 inches when you are in love? Come on, let's do it. I already know your answer.
Everything feels like 9 inches when you're in love. Everything feels like everything when you're in love.
On the bad days, it goes back to 4 inches though.
I know when you wake up like,
if you could do 1 year over, which year would it be?
I would do 18 over. My last year of high school, I would do over.
Why? Okay.
I just would do some things different basketball wise. I would make some different decisions. Mm-hmm.
Could anybody not name Beyonce beat Rihanna in verse? Oh, verse?
Yeah, several people. Jay-Z probably, Chris Brown, Usher, Janet Jackson.
Is a strip club? No, you got. Is a strip club a good first date?
No.
I agree with that.
No.
I don't think so, unless you really talked about this before.
Yeah.
Is taking a woman out on dinner dates considered doing the bare minimum?
Absolutely. I think that, especially if you have a woman that's doing her job at home, if she's cooking and she's doing things that you like, I think it's the least you can do is allow someone to serve her dinner from time to time.
Should a man pay for his woman's entire birthday dinner, or her friends should chip into?
If he plans the birthday, absolutely, that's his bill. But if she planned her own birthday and she invited him as a guest, no. It'd be nice, but no.
What? Be a rich man's favorite chick or middle class man's only chick?
As a married woman, I would say a middle class man's only chick. I always feel like any man that I'm with, I'm going to grow the bag.
Okay.
So if he's middle class and he get with me, we going to the moon, baby.
Better get out of
you better duck your head because we going to the moon.
Attitude. Should a man give you shopping money before y'all take a trip together?
Only if he thinks that I don't have money to look nice. If my budget ain't like that and he wants me to look nice, sure. But if he ain't got it, no.
Circumstantial, right? Yeah. Could you date a man with kinks and fetishes? Feet, fart, face sitting,
no,
ball busting,
no,
smothering, etc.
I'm off it. I'm
You're
cool.
good.
I don't need it.
Should girlfriends receive allowances from their man?
No, I think that she's just your girlfriend. I think you can do nice things for her, but an allowance, it's giving paid pussy. If you buying pussy, just say that.
Look that way. Date a man with 3 kids or 7 mixtapes.
Oh man, 7 mixtapes. 7 mixtapes, baby. We put one of them, we about to make one of them hit, baby. We about to make one hit, even if I gotta give you a little something in the video. No, it's fine.
Should a man expect some pussy after 5 dates?
Yeah, what we doing?
Where we go?
Why we taking? What's going on?
Why take 5 dates?
Why is it taking 5 dates? A woman probably knows if she want to fuck
Why
you on
does
date
take 5
one.
days? Where was date number 1, 2, or 3? All right, top 5 most toxic type of niggas and women / women. Top 5 most toxic type of niggas, including women.
Niggas that gossip, niggas that lie on their dick, Niggas that just like to be in people's business, spreading rumors, even if it's true. You talking about another nigga dick? Watch out. Beat it.
5 reasons today's relationships fail.
Communication. People aren't saying what they really want. They're doing things like men are getting women because they look good and not for reasons that they need her for, to assist in his life, and vice versa. Women are getting with men because they have money and not getting with them because they fit their lifestyle and what they really want to do.
What about the changing of people while you're in a relationship? Sometimes you're in a relationship at a young age, right?
Yeah.
So when people change, then you just what you're saying is
You can merge in lanes with each other. So there's you both traveling in one lane and you're starting to change. You always can come back to each other. You know what I mean? Like if that's something you really want from that person, you can come back. You can always have moments where you're separated and you come back.
let me add one to your list because relationships are really, really hard.
Yes.
In general.
Very hard.
Right, very hard. Posting babe, while most women refuse to.
Most women refuse to post babe because they don't want anyone to come to them as a woman, and they find out that ain't just her man. She'd rather not know.
Do porn stars and XXX, Triple X content creators deserve love too?
Absolutely. I think everybody deserves love. They see that as a job, and I know that's hard for people to understand, but fucking is their job.
It's a craft.
Yeah.
Not the
It's a
people that
skill.
are behind the cameras and all that.
Yeah.
People that make, yeah. It's like it's the oldest industry, of course. What's more intimate, kissing somebody or receiving some head?
Ooh, head.
I would see.
Yeah, head way more.
Is mind reading a new requirement of being a good boyfriend? Yes.
Yes. Sometimes you do because you know what? Like I said, people don't like to communicate. They like for you to figure things out for them. And sometimes it's unsexy to tell somebody specifically everything because then it almost feels like they're not trying to do things for you, only doing things that you're telling them to do, as opposed to them like really connecting with you and figuring out things that you like and that you're into. You have to constantly tell them everything. It can kind of be a turnoff.
What makes a man more valuable, his dick or his bank account?
It depends on what you need at that moment. Some people have a bank account. Some women have a great bank account. They don't have somebody, knocking their head against the headboard. So it depends on what you want. If you need a man with some money because you got ideas, you got brainstorm, you got things you can create, or you just want to be at home and take care of a man that's out there working hard, go get you a man with some money.
Would you cheat on your lover if a bad accident left him paralyzed from the waist down?
Absolutely. He's just my lover, right?
Right.
I ain't locked in with him.
Wait.
He's just there for the fun, right?
Oh, okay. So let's step up lover to one more level then.
What?
A lover is your committed partner.
Yes, I'm still cheating. I'm not cheating. I'm going to tell you.
That's what I was going to ask
Listen.
you. Would you tell
Yeah.
your partner at
Yeah.
that point?
Yeah, if I can't use
Is
it.
it cheating if you tell them?
Yeah.
It's still cheating if you tell them?
I mean, yeah. They might not agree. They might be mad.
Okay. What was your biggest hoe moment during that whole phase?
I haven't had one since I got married. And I ain't talking about the other ones.
You got to give the people something, Miko.
Is that it?
No, you have one more.
Okay.
Do you prefer to give mouth romance in silence or without something playing in the background or with something playing in the background?
Oh, music. I love a good playlist. You like my playlist today when we were golfing, right?
Your playlist was fabulous.
All right. That's the show for today. Fidel, thank you so much for joining me. You enjoyed that?
I had fun, man. It was great.
All right, you guys, thank you for joining episode 2. Again, if you love what you're hearing, like, subscribe on my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram at iHeartMiko. And please, please, please pass it on to your friends. See you next time. Peace.